Yeah, it's a nice windy day out here in Arizona, Scottsdale, Arizona to be exact. So here is the bin that I made, and definitely saves a lot of trash from going to the landfills. And definitely want to do what we can to help out with the trash situation. So this is all of our kitchen scraps, all of our yard scraps for the past 2 years. We don't have that big of a yard. This isn't a farm or anything. We live in the suburbs, so we only have so much yard scraps. But this is everything, and this is how she's looking. Nice. Here we go. Look, and it smells amazing. There's no anaerobic smells or anything like that. Definitely a strong smell of humus. Very good. Very dark, rich compost. It smells amazing. So I'm looking to use this right now. We're in late April, I want to say, and I'm looking to use this hopefully hopefully around June or July or so, when I set my little greenhouse up and put some, when I have a 3x6 bed up in there, and put some good plants and take it from there. But yeah, definitely looking really good. Really good, really. There we go. Some plastic in there. Let's get that out. No idea how that got in there. But anyhow, this is it. But what I'm planning on doing here is I am going to get I have 100-gallon fabric pot from Grassroots. I'm gonna place all this compost in that 100-gallon pot. I'm gonna hit it with some worms. I'm gonna hit it with some night crawlers, hit it with some red wigglers, and just to help with further decomposition. Hopefully get some castings in my compost so I can use it in a couple of months, 2-3 months or so. And again, this is strictly veganic compost, kitchen scraps, organic fruits, organic vegetables, and yard scraps. We don't use any pesticides, strictly use compost, worm castings, and rock dust, etc. Stuff like that, So yeah, let's put this inside the fabric pot, and we'll take it from there. Let's get this out. Here's how she's looking. There we go. 2 years worth of compost. 2 years worth of trash that could have went to the landfill. This is it. This is it right here. 3 adults, 2 years worth of garbage. The only thing we send to the landfill at this point are, we recycle all of our plastic that we can. Basically just meat and stuff that can't be recycled. Very minimum trash. One week's worth of trash for 3 adults. This is what we're sending to the landfill. This is what we're doing. Okay, so here we are. Here's what we're working with. I got everything into the fabric pot, and I just want to contain my worms. I didn't want them escaping out of the compost into the surrounding area, etc. All that. So anyhow, I got my compost in here. All right, again, looking nice and dark, looking good. All right, there's a lot of dry material in here. I will sift this out before I use it, but for the most part, it's nice and spongy. It is on the dry side. I did notice that when I was shoveling with the hand shovel, so I am gonna wet it a little bit. I got some lab in the works. I will be hitting it with the lab, but while I was shoveling the compost in, I did mix in some rock dust. I got some fulvic acid here, some full power, or some humic acid I should say. I'm gonna mix this in with some dechlorinated filtered water. Not RO, just filtered. I do want the good stuff, the calcium and everything that's in there, all the minerals that are in there. So I'm gonna mix in some full power. I'm gonna put it in here. So I got a small batch of worms in from Jim's, or Uncle Jim's worm farm. And I'm gonna add just a little bit of amendments to the to my compost bin. Just a little bit of extra food for the worms. So I have this Dr. Earth homegrown organic vegetable fertilizer that I really don't use. And let's see what's in here. So it was sitting in the garage for a couple of years. So there's supposed to be like fish bone meal, feather meal, alfalfa meal, potassium sulfate, fish meal, kelp meal, rock phosphate, and kelp flour. So I just went ahead and added some gnarly barley to it for grains. And I added a little bit of craft blend. So I got all that good stuff here inside the bag. And I'm just gonna shake it up and just feed it to the worms. So here we are at the compost bin. What I just did is I just put some compost to the side. And I just created like a roll or a nice thick layer of the food. And I'm gonna cover it up with compost. And I'm gonna dump the batch of worms that I purchased on top of the compost. All right, so here we are. Here's my Uncle Jim's worm farm. Compost worms mix. Let me hold this back so we can see what's going on in here. Let's see what we got out of this bag. There's supposed to be 100 worms in here. Let's see if we got 100 worms. Make sure there's nothing in here. No, hopefully. Yep. And this is a 100 worm compost mix. Does it look like 100 worms? Some worm balls up in here, so but there you have it. We're gonna let these worms get to work. You can ideally use a lot more worms, a pound of worms or so if you want to speed things up. I got a couple of months, maybe even a few months, so I'm not in a rush. I'm gonna let these worms multiply and hopefully turn this pile into some premium castings. I'll cover up the pile with some wet cardboard, and that'll be it. Oh, I will be adding some water to this pile with some K&F Lab. I will dilute the water with some K&F Lab just to get some extra microbial life in here. You know, help with the decomposition and everything. That's it. Hopefully, we'll have some premium castings to show off. I measured this by the diameter. This is a 100-gallon grassroots fabric pot. The original ones, not the living soil. About 8 inches, 7 to 8 inches in height, about 20 inches in diameter, comes up to about 4.5 to 5 cubic feet of my own vermicompost. This was a thermophilic compost. Hit it with some worms, turned it into some vermicompost. This is what I'm working with. It's my own compost.